Good day everyone. Welcome to another episode where we tackle the challenges that keeps us on our toes in the database world. Today, we are diving into a tool that's become a game changer for every SQL DBA out there. Ever faced those synchronization headaches in your always on availability groups and wondered if it's really a network issue? You are not alone. I'm excited to introduce you to the superhero of network troubleshooting, Iperf3 tool. But wait, there is more. If you ever heard your network team confidently proclaim, we got a 10 GB link, no issues here, and you found yourself thinking, can we put that to the test? You are in the right place. In this video, we are going to explore how Iperf3 can be your secret weapon to conclusively check and validate network throughput, putting any doubts to rest. So whether you are a seasoned DBA or just starting your SQL Server journey, stick around because we are about to unravel the mysteries of network synchronization, and Iperf3 is going to be your guide here. Let's jump in and cover the secrets of network performance. Let's get started. So this is the always on availability group that we'll be utilizing for this test. We have three nodes: JBS AG1, AG2, and AG3. JBS AG1 and AG2 is in East US, and JBS AG3 is in Korea Central region. Yep. So now what we are going to do is we are going to run a network test from JBS AG1 and JBS AG3, and then see what is the network throughput. And also we will run a test from JBS AG1 and JBS AG2, and then compare the results between the tests that we have done. Yep. So now what we need to do is we need to download this particular tool. I'll put the link of this tool in the description of this video. You can use that. You just need to click on this download Iperf for Windows, and then you can download it. What I've done, I've downloaded that file and then put it into this location called C tools Iperf. So this is what I have done. Okay. So now what we need to basically do is on the receiver VM. So as far as JBS AG1 and AG3 is concerned, JBS AG1 is the primary and JBS AG3 is the secondary. So JBS AG3 is considered the receiver VM here because it is a secondary. So what we have to do first is on the receiver VM, we need to create a Windows firewall allow rule to allow the Iperf tool traffic to arrive. Yeah, it's easier to allow Iperf3.exe by name than to allow any specific inbound TCP port. So what we'll do now, let's look at C drive. Tools folder and then see if we have the Iperf tool. Yes, we have the Iperf tool here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this particular command. That is basically what it is going to do is it is going to allow the traffic for this particular tool Iperf3 as a whole. Yeah. So if you see here, we have this Iperf3.exe. So I'm just going to run this, and then that will allow us and what we can do is we can execute the command, and we will be able to complete the test without any issues. To be frank, Iperf3 uses the default port of 5201. I'm going to use that one here. So just in case if you guys don't want to give a blanket firewall rule for Iperf3, which I consider is very, very safe, because we are basically giving a firewall rule, basically telling Iperf3 traffic needs to be allowed between these two servers. That you can do, or else if you want to be very, very specific, then what you can do is you can clear off the port 5201. You can whitelist 5201 port. Yeah. So now what we need to do is now that we have added this rule, what we basically have to do is we basically have to first run a command in the receiver end. That is, you're on the secondary using the Iperf command. So let's run this command Iperf3-s. So this should be done on the secondary VM. Yep, that is your secondary always on availability group server. So let's run that. So once this is running, what we need to do now is we need to run another command on the primary. Let's wait. So this one is like it is listening on 5201 as I told you earlier. The port used is 5201. So now let's go to the primary server, and then here what we'll do is like we will execute the command that will basically be sending the traffic across to JBS AG3, and then we will check the network throughput. Yeah. So this command requires the IP address of the secondary server. In our case, it is JBS AG3. So what I'll do is like I will do a ping of that particular server, and now what I'll do is like I will execute this particular command using the IP address, and then we will take it from there. So this is the command I'm going to execute. Iperf3-c. This is the secondary IP address, which is JBS AG3's IP address. And then I'll be doing this for 30 seconds. Yeah, let's run that. So if you can see here, it is connected to JBS AG3. And if you can see, yeah, what I'm seeing is like the transfer is like around and on an average close to like 300 kilobytes. Yeah, so 400 maximum seems to be 400 kilobytes. Minimum is around 250 KB. Yeah, minimum is 250 KB and maximum is 384 KB. So what we can understand is like the network throughput between JBS AG1 and JBS AG3 is around maybe like 250 to 400 kilobytes, which according to me is like very less. Yep. On if you see that the test is revealing that the minimum is close to 250 kb and maximum is 400 kb. This is something that we can provide to the network team and tell them like why are we seeing very low network throughput between JBS AG1 and JBS AG3. So that's something we can definitely give it to the network team, and this way the network team will not be able to give us some other information stating like everything is okay. They will have to basically tell us like why it is very low. Now the problem is like in case if you're using a copy, for example, you traditionally what we do is like in olden days we copy a file, maybe like 10 GB or 12 GB file, or say like 20 or 30 GB file, and then move it across to the other server, and then we will basically do a wild guess of like how much is the network throughput. But this particular thing is going to be very specific, because if you see here our always on availability group port is 5022, and here we are specifically using 5201 port. Even though the ports are different, whatever network throughput that you're going to get, this particular test will clearly tell you. Yeah, in this case we are seeing like it is around 400 kilobytes. That's the maximum, and minimum is 250. So anywhere around 300 KB on an average is what we are seeing. So now what we'll do, we will do the same test from JBS AG1 and JBS AG2, and then see what is the throughput there. Yeah. So now let's go to JBS AG2. And then first what we'll do is like we will execute this particular command to create the firewall rule. Once this is done, I'm pretty sure we have the tool in C drive tools folder, but let's check that out once. C drive tools, Iperf, and we have that tool. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to execute the command wherein I'll be like going to listen. In this case, JBS AG2 is the secondary. So let's go ahead and start it. So server is listening now. So now let's head back to the primary server. And then what we'll do is like we will first ping the server, which is JBS AG2. And this is the IP address. Now what we'll do is like we will use the Iperf3 command. And let's change the IP address to JBS AG2. Yeah, 172.20 and 1.6. Yeah, so let's do the same test. So if you see here, when we did the test from JBS AG1 to JBS AG3, the, the throughput was like around 300 kb. So minimum was 250 kb and maximum was 400 kb. Maybe you can pause this video and go back and check it. But now in JBS, when the test we are doing from JBS AG1 to JBS AG2, we are able to see that the throughput is like minimum is 53 and maximum is 55. On an average, it is close to like 54 MB. So previously we were seeing 300 to 400 KB. Here, between JBS AG1 and JBS AG2, it is 54 MB. So one thing is very clear. So in this case, when there is a problem on JBS AG3 as far as synchronization is concerned, or you have an HADR sync commit where you have kept the JBS AG3 as an synchronous replica, or let's consider the logs NQ is very, very high on JBS AG3. In case if any of these is going to happen, one thing we can be very sure is like there is a problem with the network throughput. Yeah, so the network throughput is like in KB is not even 1 MB, and that really provides us the information that that the network throughput is actually causing the issue. So this is one thing that can really help, because I was also having this same problem whenever I come to a conclusion like there is a problem with the network, but it becomes very hard for us to convince the network team. But after I started using this tool, I usually do this kind of test, and then I just give it to them like for 30 seconds. I'm able to see that the throughput is very less, and that is what is causing issue. And that also gives some information to the network team, and then they can start working on like what is actually happening. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Jai Hind.